So I chose sales, and for me personally, it was just the kind of the foundational stepping stone to just becoming who I am today. In a sense of it, right? I mean, sales has taught me a lot of stuff, but before we get into all that, like obviously, how do you begin into sales? Right? How do you start? How do you get good? How do you make money with it? It's not complex by any means. It's actually very beginner open. I'm not gonna say beginner friendly because of the fact that it does take some sort of commitment to it. But before that, I mean, right now I'm 20 years old. I've been doing sales for about 3 years of my life since I was 17, from door to door to being in a corporate, desk job at Hyundai, to now doing what I do now, creator to sales. And basically what it is now is just online sales. But beginning since I was 16 when I started working, right, amusement park job. From there, I ran up 10K within 3 months, at an amusement park, 9 to 5. Then went to Chipotle, went to Wendy's, worked at a nursing home, right? Throughout those years of working regular 9 to 5 jobs, I learned sales along the way just by interacting with people. And like, again, that's the one, what I would say the best skill set of it is that you learn how to make money from your mouth pause, right? Imagine speaking to somebody, right? Changing their beliefs and getting paid for it. You feel like you're unstoppable. You become this, unstoppable force because of the fact that you now have the ability to change someone's mind, help them along the way, and get paid. And the one thing about sales too, it is the one skill, the one business model that kind of breaks all the boundaries or expectations that you have set in life, right? Since we are kids growing up, we're always taught, go to school, right? Learn a specific skill because that specific skill will guarantee you a job and money. With sales, there's no guaranteed money. It's the fact that you have to work for what you're going to get paid for, right? So if you don't make a sale, you don't get paid. There's no guarantees. There's no, certain outcome. It's always unexpected. But in my own opinion, that's why I believe it is the best skill set, because of the fact that your input is your output, right? So if you're happy with what you're making, if you're happy with your life and how it's ending up, if you are in sales, then that's a clear, reflection of your input that you put into it. And that is the most rewarding thing as a man or a woman, is knowing that you are paid your worth, right? People that go to school, they work years to get their degree just to be underpaid, right? When it comes to sales, again, I am someone who has made over 150K within 9 months of doing creator attention sales. Just 9 months. I'm nobody special. If anything, I'm just like you, but I have money, I know sales, right? But it's like with school, you go to school for 4 years to get a degree, to just get underpaid. And the one thing about it too is a lot of people that go to college end up doing sales. Now, why sales specifically? It's because of the fact that, I'll be honest too, as a man, it taught me a lot about myself and other people, and for the most important part is emotional intelligence, right? Understanding another human's emotions, right? How do people make a decision? Why do people say no? Why do people want to think about it? Why would a fat person know he's on LT and not work out, right? Like, these little things that you might not think of really do impact you in, the slightest way. Over time, the littlest things make the biggest difference. And for me, honestly, so my sales journey started when I was 17. I had my own door-to-door company, cutting grass with my cousin Johnny. From there, we did it just for the summer. Over the summer, obviously, we lived in PA, so it got cold. And then from there, I kind of stepped away from sales because I was 17. I didn't know any better. A bunch of no's, rejections, doors closing in my face. And from there, it was back to, regular jobs, guaranteed pay, a minimum wage to keep me steady, sustained. But from there, I kind of realized this is not what I want to do. And I was working at Hyundai. Actually, Honda at first, I was a porter. And what a porter is basically a lot attendant. So what I would do is I would park the cars and hang them on a wall. That was my only job. I was getting 15 an hour. And throughout my time, just being a porter, I learned the importance of communication, right? How to talk and greet customers in a respectful and professional manner. Throughout that, my boss, my manager, seen that I had the skill set of knowing how to speak, using my mouth properly, pause, and they gave me an opportunity to be in sales. Now, what was I? I was a service advisor assistant. And the one thing about it too is I was never paid commission when I was at that job. I was paid $20 an hour. The thing is though, I was still doing sales. So if you guys don't know what a service advisor is or assistant is, basically when you take your car to a dealership, it's those people that are at the front desks that you talk to get your car repaired. And I would sell engines, transmissions, oil changes, new tires, anything from A to Z that requires your car to be fixed. I was selling that. And the one thing about it too that kind of impacted the way that I know sales today is because of the fact that I was speaking with grown people, adults, from the beginning of time when I came to sales. Right, door to door, I was knocking on homeowners, speaking to adults that had to make financial proper decisions. From there, it was a dealership, the people that had to make financial proper decisions for their vehicles to be maintained, right? And the saddest part about it too is there were a lot of families that knew they needed tires, that knew they needed, certain stuff into their car to keep them safe. And it was always sometimes still a no. And from there, I learned the hard way that people think emotionally, right? Alongside that too, people also think logically. But that's why it's important to understand who you're speaking to, right? Because not everyone makes decisions the same exact way. But from there, my time at Hyundai, obviously I was getting paid 20 an hour at 18 years old, right? It was, for what I thought was great, until I eventually thought this is not what I'm meant for, right? Even though it was sales, I wasn't getting paid my worth. I was putting money in people's pockets and not my own, based off my own work ethic. And I've always been complimented on the way I speak, right? On the way I can comprehend myself and articulate myself, and it generally impacted me to kind of go on it. So from there, I discovered the online space, right? Making money online, which I had never thought could be a reality. I thought that was some myth. It was foreign. It was impossible. A guy like me can never make money from my mouth online until it happened, right? So it was January 24th of 2025. I'm in my freshman year of college, my second semester, and I hate my life. I mean, my mom's working in New York, slaving away to pay for the bills. My dad's also disabled. He's a bus aide who makes $2K a month. And I'm over here in college, failing all my classes, barely making enough money. This is post-motorcycle accident. I'm struggling just as much as you might be watching this video. And I only assume that you are watching the video because of the fact that this is a sign from something or someone to kind of give you a push to maybe, take a chance at sales, because you never know what could happen. But again, from January 24th of 2025, I found my mentor, right, who had taught me about the online space in a sense, right? From there, I discovered it, I learned it, and I made it what it is now in my own world, right? And the way that I kind of started with online sales was I met someone in the elevator in Miami, because my mentor flew me out, and this person walked in, and he was like 6'3", the biggest guy in the elevator, and from there, I had a feeling to do an elevator pitch. So I did an elevator pitch my first day in Miami, 3 hours in Miami. I did an elevator pitch in front of my mentor, and I landed my first offer. And that offer ended up making me $5K my first month, $12K my second month, $22K my third month, and from there it was a consistent from up. And the one thing about sales too, you have to understand that it's linear growth, right? Again, you make money from your mouth. The one thing about sales is that you're doing sales right now, but you're just not getting paid for it. And I am, right? And like the better part about it is, like, as you progress, you only make more money. Because again, the one thing about sales is you can never decrease within your skill set. You only get better. Your only job, your only task is to speak to people. But at that point too, it really is human psychology. And that's one thing I understood along the way, is because of the fact that throughout my time trying to understand sales, there was a lot of misinformation online on what sales really is. It's not just word analogies and reframes, it's understanding who you're speaking to. You're speaking to a real human. Treat them like it's a real, genuine conversation. And the one sales trick that generally changed my life in the sense of closing deals was to understand that my only goal is to help this person, and that's all that matters, right? When you go into a call thinking, I'm either going to close this call, make money, or I'm not, you now have a 50-50 chance in your head. And now when there's a chance at failure, our mind gets anxious, nervous, right? It doesn't know how to act, and we don't get what we want. And that's where a lot of closers and salespeople fall under pressure, because they're thinking about making the sale. The one thing about sales is understand that you want to help this person. I come into every call, every sales call, with the mindset of I want to provide every single ounce of help that I can to this person. And that's 100%. Because even then, if I don't close a deal, in my mind, I fulfilled 100% to helping this person make a change for their life. And that's what matters the most. And since then, my close rate, since April 1st, has been a 75% close rate. I've collected almost $900K in 8 months of doing sales. And not for myself, obviously for somebody else, because that's the one thing about it too. You always have to be the employer for somebody else so you can make your own shine, right? You have to stand outside the spotlight before you are in the spotlight. And again, I mean, I'm nobody special. And it feels weird talking to a camera, because I used to watch people like this, and now I am this person. And I will promise you, and I will tell you from this point on, that sales will change your life if you know and if you think that you are capable of living without a guarantee, right? Because again, a lot of people resort to 9-to-5s, to colleges, because of the fact that there's a guaranteed job. I will get a job after this. With sales, again, it breaks all boundaries. It really is all upon you. And that's why you see the most successful people, and actually most entrepreneurs, start from sales, because it teaches you, again, a lot about yourself, other people, human intelligence, human emotions, and how business works, right? You learn how to make money from your mouth out of thin air. You then know how to convert a lead from audience to a lead to then a buyer. You understand how every single aspect of a business works, which allows you to have the ability to start whatever you want. Because again, Sales is the most profitable, the quickest and profitable way to build up capital to start something with your own life. Because again, the end goal, at least for me at least, is to never be an employee again. It is to be an entrepreneur and live my life how I want to live. And sales is the first stepping stone for that. And I thank God, myself, and my mentor for, allowing myself to be in this space and to understand it to its fullest level of understanding human psychology and helping hundreds of people monthly, daily, yearly, you name it. And if you are watching this video, this is probably a sign for you to maybe get into it. You never know what might happen. Take that risk, leap of faith, and I promise you would thank yourself in the future. God bless you and God loves you. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys don't know what I do or what I'm even talking about. So what I do is creator attention sales. And basically what it is, it's just a new form of sales where it's basically fully remote from your home, from anywhere in the world actually. And that's what I've been doing. And again, you don't know what that is or what that means. And I've also had a lot of people throughout my entire journey ask me, what do I do? How can I get started? How can I learn? How can I just know more about it? So what I had done was I made a free training video that I'm going to link down below under here that you can go watch to get a better understanding of what I do, how I've done it, and how I've made over 150K in commissions within just 9 months. And again, keep in mind too, it is fully open, fully free for you to actually understand the business model and how it works. Now you can then change your life within it yourself.